Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going?
Salutations and good vibrations, family. Welcome to another session of Dissected Soul Family Discussion. Dealing with different cultures and different civilizations and societies, we tend to look at our cultures in a different manner. All of us have different traditions. And one of the most different and distinct traditions is how we raise our kids. Many kids start off in a different society based on the etiquette and structure of their culture. Some societies raise them up to be emotional. Some raise them up to be an environmental based or nature based child. But many societies and cultures in America tend to raise their kids to be mentally and psychologically prepared for the job force. It is taught from when you're a child, you want to get as great an education as you can and then get a job. But who says that's the only way to prepare for life? Many times I think of different strategies and different systems and programs that we go through in this culture called America. And we tend to follow those before us because it's a laid foundation in which you place your kids into a society or system that comes out with the same result. There is only a different result when you place them in a different position. There are many societies in this culture and society that do not place their kids in the public school system. Not discussing or saying that the public school system is great or terrible. That's not this discussion. I believe you get out of it what energy you put into it. But as societies and cultures change and growing up in an urban environment, there are many other challenges in your life that restrict or hinder the progress of learning thoroughly and profoundly. And many of the struggles that carry weight are the never-ending social issues that we tend to carry with us lifelong. That weight tend to hinder some of us from the progress and ascension that is necessary in this life. Understanding that these programs and systems and strategies have been placed there for reasons in this society and culture. Just the same as all cultures around the world, they have restrictions to hinder certain people, to stop growth, to stop opportunity. America is no different. We have that here also. Giving people an equal opportunity will give different results. Many people have different curiosities, different beliefs and dreams, and most of all, have different creativity. There's many people you don't want to give an equal opportunity to because the creative final product will far surpass those who are in charge or think they have a better idea. The whole world knows the creative juice that African people have. And they know that if they give African people the same opportunities and the same services that everyone else has, the product will far surpass anything created by any other people. If you look at many of the created items that have already been created by African Americans and Africans in general, and given to the world as gifts without receiving any compensation, you will be surprised the hand that created those items. such as the GPS, such as the refrigerated truck or rail boxcar, such as the help in creating the light bulb, such as the help creating NASA and its components to get into outer space. The system knows exactly what it's doing. But as we see in other videos and the studies we've done and conversations we've had in other videos, it comes down to fear. There's a fear of the African when it comes down to having equal opportunity. And that particular fear is what turns this world. And to surpass this system, or to quickly balance what has been done and placed into service as well as in the culture of this country, we need to change our culture to adapt our situations and opportunities in a better way. And much of it comes down to how we play our video games, how do we play our businesses, how we look at our culture, what do we look at as something that could advance our people. And when we look at our children, where do we go? Starting from the same place with all of our children, we'll usually end up in the same place. And many call that the school to prison pipeline. And this particular strategy and system was created for certain people. There are certain variables that are results of this system that we call the construct. And those who are implementing this system on the urban communities understand that there are only certain outlets that will be the results of this strategy. And those outlets are controlled to funnel and channel our people into certain industries that are usually the 7 pillars of a society, which is the media, business, government, entertainment, religion, education, and controlling the family. These are the 7 pillars of a society. So, to sidestep these strategies, we are to move in a different manner. You can't walk where others walked. You have to walk in a different manner. As they say in religious terms, walk a path less traveled. As we build our communities and societies, there are different ways to obtain wealth living in the construct. And the number one way to obtain that wealth is don't participate in purchasing many of the brands and items unless you're willing to resell them. Looking at the construct, the best way to go is business. You can time leverage as well as labor leverage. Many can see this particular strategy used at one time. When you're taking something such as slavery, slavery was a time leverage as well as a labor leverage, because you took a number of people to create a product or service that multiplies by more than one. And you took the product, which was created and manufactured by multiplying people. You're going to either multiply time or you're going to multiply people to get a product or service to the public. So the number one method I would use for my child or children at this particular point in time, which deals with looking at the concept of time leverage and labor leverage, as well as business and dealing with the 7 pillars of society, is to teach them the game Monopoly. Many people underestimate the game Monopoly because it teaches you real estate, investing. It teaches you to buy property. It teaches you money management. It teaches you to deal and function with the economic and financial industries. It teaches you about banking. It teaches you about the strategy of numbers. These are the same strategies that we mastered in Kemet, in Egypt, during ancient times. And this is the strategy of life, dealing with numbers, not emotions. When you deal with numbers, your task is to master those with their emotions, to want to obtain and attach their emotions to your products and services. The conduits of getting a person to attach their emotions to a particular product or service is those 7 pillars of society, which is the government pushing and wanting you to use these products and supplying some of these products and services for free. Then you have business. Obviously, business is self-explaining. It's purchasing and buying products. Number 3, the media. Media and news support and promote these brands and products to get you emotionally, psychologically, and physically attached to these products. Number 4, religion. Religion is one that also assists in getting you emotionally attached into a world that you cannot control yourself. You're being told what to think. It softens you down for the physical world of society and being controlled by any of these other material items. Then you have family. Family is being controlled and separated by certain industries, which is all the others, to keep you separated into understanding and wanting these products and services by using your emotions, even putting family members against family members when dealing with brands. The last 2 is dealing with education and entertainment. And we know exactly where these go. It ties sports into education. It ties music into sports. Everything is linked to each other, which gets you emotionally attached to all 3. Sports, music, entertainment, education, which is the colleges, NCAA, all this other stuff. They attach the music and brands to the colleges. The colleges attach education to sports. Sport attaches itself to colors, marketing, and dealing with music to get you emotionally involved in all 3. This is why learning the game of Monopoly will teach you to manage and control these industries, because you are the CEO of your corporation or business or family member, which you are buying property and dealing as a corporation or entity with other beings, other people, other entities. You are buying not only homes, real estate, and hotels, but you are buying property such as streets, or you're buying certain cities and avenues, and you're growing those businesses economically. This concept seems to be a game, but if you take that particular concept, give to a 4, 6, or 8-year-old and let them grow up on that concept, you have created a monster. If you look on the internet, there are many 4, 6, 8, 10-year-old millionaires that have learned this skill from doing things out of the norm. There's a 13-year-old right now who is a multimillionaire by learning investing. It started out as an interest in which he looked at the strategies as he grew up and got himself emotionally and put his energy toward learning that particular skill, and what he mastered it. This is what the world is afraid of. We take particular concepts, understand the strategies and techniques, and we master them at a very young age. This is why they do not give the service. They take away the opportunity, and they don't provide us with the opportunity to have access to certain information. So looking at the concept of teaching your children to not only learn and live their hood, but also grow with a technique or skill that is unusual for their age. There's so much access we have now via the internet and other forms of media, such as the telephone. But they have these 7 pillars that are built to funnel our children and our people to certain industries in which they make multi-billion dollars from. And the system is designed not to give money back to the black community unless it's for their benefit. They will take this talent and our skills of our people out of our neighborhoods without compensating the neighborhood. Matter of fact, we should definitely create agents for the neighborhood, certain regions of our neighborhood. They cannot leave that area or sign with these colleges unless they go through a certain agency or broker to compensate the neighborhoods they came from. So, in conclusion, into understanding the 7 pillars of a society, which is business, government, family, religion, education, media, and entertainment. These concepts are built to structure a society, but we raise our children into looking at things emotionally and only looking at everything for fun. But in the meantime, to make it fun, why not put them into a skill that can master those 7 industries? Monopoly is a great outlet in understanding business and the future life. They will receive this concept early into mastering their future, which is better for our communities and neighborhoods. I would definitely encourage building monopoly groups and neighborhoods concerned as business and creating these teams going against other neighborhoods in the game of monopoly. Because you master those skills in these games in our communities and neighborhoods against each other in a competitive group setting, you are creating future leaders. You are creating masters of industries. Well, I thank you for listening. And to those new members, I appreciate you and thank you for joining the Dissected family. And I want to give an extra thank you to my sustaining members, for you are the backbone and foundation, and you are the pillar of my 3 industries. And for the new visitors passing through, I thank you for your time, and I thank you for sharing this space, for you are the lifeblood of the Dissected family. I am you, and you are me. We are the roots of the tree. I seek righteousness, I see righteousness, and I be righteousness. Love, peace, and power. Pharaoh J. Dissected.